In just a few minutes, the 1995 Riviera Celebrating Success Show will begin. While you're waiting, make sure that you have all the materials we sent you in the announcement kit. That way, you'll be ready to get the most from this presentation. There's a cover letter which introduces this presentation and describes how to take full advantage of the information we'll be showing. There's also a test containing 2 sets of 10 questions for service advisors and technicians. The first 10 questions are for service advisors, and the second 10 questions are for technicians. You can earn a certificate of attendance by completing the answer sheet and sending it to the General Motors Service Technology Group. Use only the supplied test answer sheets. If you require additional answer sheets or other materials, call 1-800-468-6657. Be sure to enter the course number in Block 9 of the answer sheet. The course number for this program is 50395.01. When you have completed the test, make a photocopy of your answer sheet and keep the copy as a record. Gather all of the test answer sheets from your location and mail them in the supplied envelope. We urge you to tape record this presentation so that you can watch it again at your convenience. If you are unable to tape record this program, you can order a copy using the enclosed VHS order form. However, there will be a $20 charge for each tape ordered. If you do not receive your tape within 3 weeks of placing your order, call 1-800-446-2977 to check on the order status. Also included in the packet of materials for this presentation are an instruction sheet and a complete schedule of broadcasts for the 1995 Riviera Celebrating Success program. Although the Riviera nameplate first appeared on the 1949 Roadmaster hardtop, the first true Riviera by Buick was introduced in 1963. This remarkable car was destined to become a modern classic and a true landmark for U.S. automotive design.
But the 63 Riv really was the first personal car in America, a personal luxury car. It was a 4-passenger, luxurious car, but also very sporty. And of course it had that special glamour about it. So when we set out to do the new Riv, we wanted to make sure that it was a worthy successor to that original car.
Hi, I'm Chuck McLennan. It's my pleasure to invite you to join me in celebrating the success of a new Buick landmark, the exciting 1995 Riviera. From its initial concept, the Riviera development team set out to produce a vehicle that would rank with the world's best luxury cars. The team employed 2 important development tools, benchmarking and the voice of the customer. In the benchmarking process, the car is broken down into its many components. Everything is analyzed from the feel of a switch to the way the car handles in hard cornering. Engineers then canvass the world markets to find the very best examples of each item.
My initial impression of the new Riviera is I really like the new styling. I like the room it has. I was impressed with the supercharged version of the Riviera Coupe. It was an excellent car.
When I'm looking for a new car, I want it to just be sharp and classy, and that's the way I felt when I drove it.
It's beautiful. I like it.
The voice of the customer refines the benchmarking results. Using a broad range of market research techniques, customers are given the opportunity to evaluate the characteristics they expect from a Buick. The voice of the customer is, of course, the bottom line. For true success, a Buick luxury car must embody the Buick customer vision. In other words, customers who buy the Riviera must be so pleased with the car and the dealership experience that comes along with it that they will remain loyal customers for life. One of the most effective ways you can communicate the customer vision at your dealership is by thoroughly familiarizing yourself with the many features of the 1995 Riviera. The more you understand the car's features and how they operate, the more confident you'll project when you explain the advantages they offer to your customers. To help you familiarize yourself with the 95 Riviera, Buick will be offering several training opportunities. In-dealership sales training, Video 1, April 1994. Video 2, June 1994. Service Development Manager Technical Product Training, April through June 1994. Buick Structural Repair Class, GM Training Center, beginning April 1994. Riviera Celebration Tour, Competitive Ride and Drive, April through July 1994. Buick Know-How, Training Magazine and Video, May 1994. For further training information, call your local zone or branch representative. In this first broadcast, I'll introduce you to the Riviera features, and we'll also meet some of the key people responsible for the car's development.
Well, it's a landmark car for us. There's no question about it. I think it has a lot of Buick heritage in that if you study the lines and the forms of the car, I think you can see that they come out of the Park Avenue. It is, in a sense, a sort of a son or maybe grandson of the Park Avenue. But by the same token, it is such a tremendous reach from the present Park Avenue. It is, after all, a coupe, and a very dramatically proportioned coupe at that. So naturally, its lines and its forms have more flair, have more panache, whatever you want to call it. And I have a feeling that it will be a strong influence on future Buicks.
There's much more to the Riviera body design than good looks. As I mentioned earlier, a major goal of the Riviera design team was to match the rock-solid feel of the best cars in the world. A rigid body structure results in a car that feels solid and tight, even on rough road surfaces. The body structure is also a critical part of a car's safety system. The structure absorbs much of the energy of a crash while protecting the passenger compartment. Solar Ray solar control glass, which improves the efficiency of the air conditioning system, is standard in the flush-mounted windshield and rear window. Easy Cool solar control glass is used in the side windows. This glass blocks much of the infrared radiation that heats the interior of the car and also helps block the ultraviolet light that fades and ages interior materials. The Riviera has frameless door windows. Potential wind and water leaks are addressed by the use of the continuous direct compression seal. All doors feature bolt-on hinges and a high-strength, low-alloy tubular door beam for added strength and occupant protection in the event of a side collision. With the exception of the hood and roof, the Riviera's external body panels are all two-sided galvanized steel. The lightweight aluminum hood contributes to the car's overall balance, while the roof is single-sided galvanized steel. The excitement of Riviera certainly doesn't stop with the exterior. Let's look inside. Riviera's instrument panel has a full complement of analog gauges, including a tachometer. The new Riviera is equipped with dual automatic comfort temp climate control with rear seat comfort temp similar to the system in 1994 Park Avenue. The second control head allows the front passenger to independently adjust temperature by a difference of plus or minus 6 degrees from the main control head setting. Airflow to the rear seats is directed through the center console positive shutoff vents. As with all current Buick models, the air conditioning system uses environmentally friendly R134A refrigerant. The Riviera is equipped with Passkey 2 anti-theft system with a coated pellet embedded in the ignition key. The key is of a new dual design, which can be inserted in the ignition switch either way up. If a customer requires additional keys, the VATS Passkey interrogator will require the use of an adapter for the new design key. Driver and right front passenger airbags are standard. The airbags are designed to supplement the shoulder and lap safety belts in restraining occupants in the event of a moderate or severe frontal crash. A knee bolster built into the lower part of the instrument panel helps restrain the lower body. The front seat outer restraint system incorporates a shoulder belt tension adjuster, which allows an occupant to obtain a small amount of slack in the belt. Also, to help protect occupants in certain types of crashes, a small energy management S-loop is sewn into the shoulder belt. Under certain deceleration conditions, the loop opens, allowing the belt to lengthen slightly. Belts must always be replaced when this occurs. The inboard belt buckle is fastened to the seat track, resulting in a better fitting seat belt in all positions. The rear shoulder belt comfort guide was designed for children who have outgrown child seats but are still too small to comfortably wear the standard outboard 3-point safety belts. Smaller adults may also experience improved comfort when using the device. The 1995 Riviera is the first car equipped with Buick's new generation of seats. The new seats are designed to hold the occupant comfortably in place, yet distribute body weight so evenly that there are no uncomfortable pressure points.
Well, the seats are kind of a unique story all in themselves in that they're the first seats that are designed 100% to our new design criteria for seats. And there is an extensive work going on at Buick to get seats that are more and more comfortable. And the Riviera is really the first ones that are absolutely what we feel to be state-of-the-art in terms of seats in the world today.
The seats were designed using a systematic program of test drives and sophisticated computers. The standard front seat is a roomy 55-45 cloth split bench seat, making the Riviera a true 6-passenger vehicle. A leather split bench seat is optional. 6-way power adjustment is standard on both the driver and passenger side. The seat adjustment switches use what engineers refer to as metaphoric design. The shape of the switch corresponds to the shape of the seat. Also available are leather bucket seats with the center console and floor shift. A heated driver's seat is available with both the cloth and the leather seats. It's controlled by a 3-way switch located on the driver's armrest. When pressed once, in the off position, the switch activates the high heat setting, which warms the seat to 107 degrees. A second press switches the heat to the low setting, and the seat is warmed to 98.6 degrees. When the time came to select a suitable drivetrain for the new Riviera, Powertrain engineers did not have far to look. The supercharged 3800 V6 and 4T60E transaxle combination introduced in the Park Avenue Ultra has consistently drawn enthusiastic reviews from the automotive press. This winning combination of power and smooth operation is the optional powertrain for Riviera and will be incorporated in all early production vehicles. In the June timeframe, Riviera models will be equipped with a new standard engine, the 3800 Series 2 V6. Although similar in overall appearance to the previous 3800, this engine contains so many new upgraded components that it's virtually an all-new design. The Series 2 3800 is more powerful and fuel efficient than its predecessor. It produces 205 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 225 pounds-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM. New cylinder heads incorporate larger intake and exhaust valves with larger ports for improved flow. The throttle body is also larger, and the intake manifold is redesigned. Lighter, stiffer valve train components extend power output at higher RPMs. The engine redlines at 6,000 RPM. Symmetrical combustion chambers reduce cylinder-to-cylinder combustion variation for smoother, cleaner running. Compression ratio is raised from 9.0 to 1 to 9.35 to 1, while dual knock sensors allow the engine to operate to optimum efficiency on regular 87-octane unleaded fuel. The deck height of the cast iron cylinder block is reduced by 1 inch, making the engine lighter and more compact. Main bearing caps, with the exception of the rear cap, are cross-bolted to the block for improved stability and quieter operation. The new oil pan is formed from 2 layers of steel with a sound-deadening compound laminated between the layers. A cast-iron front exhaust manifold further reduces noise, as does the smaller, more efficient oil pump. The polyethylene fuel tank has a 20-gallon capacity. The in-tank fuel pump can be accessed through a panel in the Riviera trunk, eliminating the need to drop the fuel tank. The fuel filler door release button is located on the driver's armrest. An additional manual fuel filler door release lever is located in the trunk. The symmetrical exhaust system that runs down the middle of the underbody contributes to overall vehicle balance. The exhaust and tailpipes are stainless steel. The placement of the Riviera battery also contributes to the car's balance. Perhaps the most noticeable electrical feature, when you first look under the 1995 Riviera hood, is the fact that there's no battery in the engine compartment. To gain access to the battery compartment, remove the rear seat cushion by pushing the cushion toward the rear. Then lift the front of the cushion up, releasing the front hooks. Continue lifting up and rotating the seat outward until the tabs that interlock with the seat back release. The battery is a large, heavy-duty 970 cold cranking amp Delco Freedom battery. For jumper cable convenience, a positive battery terminal connector is located in the engine compartment by the washer fluid reservoir. The relay center under the rear seat contains relays for interior lamps, electronic level control, trunk release, fuel pump, and the door locks. The 2 relays on the second level are both for the rear defogger. Because of its large size, the rear defogger is divided into upper and lower zones with a separate relay for each zone. The 2 relays at the bottom of the panel are for retained accessory power, which permits operation of electrical accessories for up to 10 minutes after the key is turned off or until a door is opened. A fuse block is also located in the under-seat compartment. Electrical accessories and their operation are similar to the Park Avenue. The instrument panel fuse block contains the more common fuses for lights and accessories. Another fuse block is located in the right front side of the engine compartment. To better insulate the Riviera's interior from road harshness and powertrain noise, a number of sound dampening mats and other acoustical materials have been added to the body shell. A single acoustical mat covers most of the dash panel. It's important that all pass-through boots and grommets are returned to their proper positions anytime they are removed. The Riviera power steering system features a new technology known as magnetic variable effort steering. The system uses essentially the same conventional rack and pinion power steering components that have been used on front drive Buicks for quite some time. A spool valve in the steering gear assembly senses the level of torque applied to the steering wheel to turn the shaft. The valve routes pressurized fluid from the power steering pump to assist the pinion gear in moving the steering rack left or right. A magnetic rotary actuator in the steering gear can open or close the spool valve to increase or decrease the amount of effort required to turn the steering wheel. The magnetic actuator controller receives a vehicle speed signal from the Powertrain control module. As vehicle speed increases, the controller adjusts the current flow to the actuator to increase the effort necessary to turn the steering wheel. The system continuously varies steering effort to provide a tighter, more stabilized steering feel for highway speed driving and maximum power assist for low-speed maneuvering. The front suspension is the familiar McPherson strut and coil spring system. However, suspension components are redesigned to provide improved ride and handling. For example, to ensure precise control of trim height, the coil springs are computer matched to individual vehicle load. Struts are side load compensated and vertically tuned. This design feature helps compensate for the natural tendency of coil springs to bow when compressed. Under aggressive driving situations, this bowing action can produce loading conditions that may induce lead or pull in the steering. A 6-degree caster angle in the steering geometry helps maintain a stable on-center feel. Large L-shaped lower control arms provide good road isolation and precise handling. The high-strength, low-alloy stamped control arms are symmetrical in design. The front control arm pivot uses a relatively soft cone-shaped bushing that acts like a variable rate spring to absorb road impacts for a smooth ride. A front stabilizer bar limits body roll. The rear bushing is much firmer to help the car track straight, even on rough roads. The independent rear suspension is a semi-trailing arm design with barrel-shaped coil springs and air-assisted shocks. The semi-trailing arm suspension is engineered to provide superior control of wheel angles and body movement during aggressive driving situations without compromising everyday ride comfort. The T-shaped rear suspension support mounts to the body through 4 rubber isolation mounts. A pair of control arms connected to the rear of the lateral links provide additional support during cornering. A rear stabilizer bar is incorporated to reduce body roll. Another benefit of the Riviera suspension is that it incorporates anti-squat and anti-lift geometry to help keep the car level during normal and hard acceleration and braking. All-season 16-inch steel-belted black-wall radial tires are used on Riviera, equipped with the standard naturally aspirated 3800 Series 2 engine. With the supercharged engine option, tires are upgraded to 16-inch Eagle GAs. To facilitate changing tires, the Riviera frame has a notch near each wheel with the word jack stamped nearby. The top of the jack is positioned in the notch when lifting the car. Riviera is equipped with 4-wheel disc brakes with 11-inch rotors. Vented rotors on the front reduce heat buildup. Solid rear rotors contribute to fade resistance. Tevis Mark IV anti-lock brake system is standard. The optional traction control system improves brake wear by reducing engine torque output during load traction conditions at all speeds. A sunroof is available as an option. The Webesto sunroof is installed on the assembly line. The roof incorporates a sliding sunshade and a vent and has an express open feature. Well, I think you'll agree that even after this rather brief first look, the 1995 Riviera by Buick is destined to become a landmark in personal luxury coupe design. I strongly encourage you to view all the additional training materials and learn as much as possible about this remarkable car. Oh, and don't forget, you can earn a certificate of attendance by completing and sending in the test question forms for this program. To ensure you get credit, be sure to include your name, social security number, your retailer name and code, as well as the course name and number. Again, the name for this presentation is Celebrating Success, 1995 Riviera by Buick. The course number is 50395.01. On behalf of Buick and the Service Technology Group, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Buick Know-How.